So there's a fine line between being smart and not being stupid, but also taking the chances and pushing the envelope so that you can actually develop.
So a lot of people want to see me fail, and it ain't gonna happen. You know, it ain't gonna happen.
My messaging to Kevin Stefanski and the organization would be this: don't put a safety capsule around Shedeur over this last stretch of games. Tell Shedeur, listen, I want you to be aggressive. I want you to go out there and test your limits and figure out what you can and can't do, because that's going to be best long-term for his development and for the organization's development.
The Cleveland Browns experienced something extraordinary when Shedeur Sanders stepped into his inaugural NFL appearance, capturing the attention of fans everywhere. However, debut performances in professional football are misleading illusions that reveal little about future potential, and Shaun King understands this reality intimately. King arrived not merely to dissect game footage or offer routine quarterback commentary, but to deliver a pointed message rooted in personal experience. A quarter-century earlier, King faced identical circumstances that Shedeur confronts today. Different uniform, different decade, identical overwhelming expectations. Flashback to 1999, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, championship hopefuls, mid-game crisis. Trent Dilford suffers a broken collarbone, and Shaun King emerges. Second-round selection, reserve quarterback, no starting experience, frantically searching for his gear. Ring any bells?
So I came into the game as a rookie, backup quarterback. It was getting no reps. There were 5 games remaining on the season. I ended up helping us go 4-1. We made it all the way to the NFC Championship game.
This background establishes King's authority when discussing Shedeur Sanders, transforming speculation into lived experience rather than theoretical analysis. Following Shedeur's performance against the Raiders, King delivered crucial guidance that might shape the remainder of Shedeur's campaign, possibly his professional trajectory. His recommendation? Take risks, challenge boundaries, avoid conservative approaches. Surprising advice, considering the rookie secured his debut victory with a powerful defensive unit ready to dominate. The logical strategy appears straightforward: minimize turnovers, unleash Myles Garrett, secure victory. King employed this exact approach with Tampa Bay's roster featuring 4 defensive legends: Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Rondé Barber. The directive was simple: safeguard possession for guaranteed win. Yet King advocates against replicating that conservative blueprint for Cleveland, promoting the opposite philosophy instead. This contradiction creates intrigue.
My messaging to Kevin Stefanski and the organization would be this: don't put a safety capsule around Shedeur over this last stretch of games.
Consider this paradox. Someone who achieved success through cautious football now advocates against restricting their rookie signal caller. King's reasoning stems from retrospective wisdom he wished he possessed earlier. Conservative play delivers short-term victories while hampering long-term growth, creating detrimental patterns that prioritize mistake avoidance over educational opportunities. Shedeur Sanders wasn't selected in the 5th round to function as a mere game supervisor. Examining the Raiders matchup reveals surface-level success. Shedeur executed within parameters, made calculated choices, followed the system perfectly. Cleveland established early dominance. The defense overwhelmed Las Vegas completely, securing comfortable victory. Ideal introduction, correct? King perceives different dynamics: an untested rookie quarterback, protective game planning that shielded rather than developed him, explosive moments created through improvisation rather than designed execution, and critically, rushing struggles despite commanding leads.
As good as the game felt against the Raiders, they still weren't able to effectively run the ball on 1st and 2nd down with Quinshawn. If you look from just his touches, I mean, he's getting hit in the backfield way too much.
This creates complications when running games fail. Defenses anticipate passing situations. When defenses expect throws, they apply pressure. Pressure against rookie quarterbacks reveals true capabilities and character. The Raiders provided a sheltered environment, road venue, without intimidating crowds, early advantages enabling conservative strategies, Las Vegas dysfunction preventing competitive threats. Future challenges promise vastly different scenarios. King recognizes that rookie quarterback experiences vary dramatically week to week. One game involves managing comfortable leads. The next requires overcoming deficits following special teams breakdowns, while defenses expect passing plays. Those moments provide genuine evaluation opportunities.
There will be games down the line where it doesn't go right. You get a special teams touchdown by the other team. Maybe there's a turnover and you're playing from behind.
King's guidance extends beyond Shedeur to Kevin Stefanski, and the entire coaching staff authorize this player to experience failure. This concept seems reckless, permitting a fifth-round rookie to risk interceptions, attempt difficult throws, explore his limitations during playoff contention. Absolutely correct. The harsh reality fans resist acknowledging Cleveland won't capture championships this season, but they may have discovered their cornerstone quarterback. If accurate, these remaining contests prioritize development over victories, focusing on Shedeur Sanders' potential rather than immediate success. King's Tampa Bay experience involved opposite methodology, conservative execution, ball security, defensive reliance, achieving NFC championship success. However, King acknowledges this approach's limitations: excessive comfort with safe choices, reluctance toward aggressive playmaking, over-dependence on error avoidance rather than creating opportunities. Balance becomes essential.
Between being smart and not being stupid, but also taking the chances and pushing the envelope so that you can actually develop as a quarterback.
This equilibrium represents the challenge, the precision required, making King's counsel invaluable, addressing persistent criticism of Kevin Stefanski and claims about his apparent dislike for Shedeur, including social media narratives suggesting organizational mishandlement from training camp forward. King dismisses these concerns entirely.
I don't think Stefanski dislikes Shedeur. If you go back and look at Dylan Gabriel's first start, I think y'all won that game as well, if I'm not mistaken.
King provides insightful perspective. Stefanski treats quarterbacks as professionals rather than celebrities, distributing recognition broadly while highlighting offensive linemen, running backs, and overlooked contributors who avoid headlines. This approach reflects systematic philosophy, not personal bias. King delivers additional guidance for Shedeur's massive fan base, millions supporting him regardless of team affiliation, and this message carries significant importance.
No other fifth-round quarterback would be evaluated in the manner that he's been evaluated.
Reality check. Cleveland selected Shedeur after 31 franchises declined. They accepted risk and demonstrated faith. Now they face criticism for not immediately granting starting positions, excluding him from post-game recognition, or treating him like premium draft capital. Unreasonable expectations. Shedeur's fifth-round status reflects league-wide evaluation, not Cleveland's error. The Browns provided opportunity. Execution determines outcomes. Regarding this week's 49ers matchup, King offers realistic assessment. This isn't the dominant San Francisco defense from recent seasons. Nick Bosa's absent, Fred Warner's unavailable, multiple starters face injuries. This defense appears vulnerable.
Because this isn't the Niners defense that we've been accustomed to the last 3-4 years. Like, their two best defenders will be probably not even at the game.
Perfect timing exists for expanding offensive strategies, allowing Shedeur downfield attempts, revealing his complete capabilities against weakened opposition at home with minimal consequences. The question remains whether Stefanski will embrace King's philosophy and remove restrictions, or maintain conservative approaches that secured last week's victory. This dilemma creates Sunday's compelling storyline. King highlighted crucial upcoming challenges, defensive adjustments following increased film study. Shedeur's explosive completions against Las Vegas occurred during right-side scrambles, establishing recognizable patterns that defensive coordinators will target and eliminate.
What defenses will start to do is make that contain guy to his right side, not rush, but contain. When they get more film on you of how they try and make you do things that they don't think you're good at.
This represents chess-like strategy inherent in professional football. Demonstrate techniques once, opponents eliminate them next. Adaptation becomes crucial. Can Shedeur adjust when primary options disappear, pockets collapse, game situations deteriorate? Answers emerge soon. Shaun King's guidance ultimately transcends mere aggression or risk-taking, focusing on discovering Shedeur Sanders' authentic quarterback identity. Is he simply a system manager effective under ideal conditions, or a franchise cornerstone capable of creating success amid chaos? Answering requires exposing him to challenging scenarios deliberately and repeatedly, immediately. Browns supporters must grasp this fundamental truth. Current seasons prioritize sustainable foundation building over playoff appearances, determining whether their fifth-round selection possesses genuine franchise potential. Discovery demands removing protective barriers, embracing adversity exposure, and accepting that growth requires difficulty beyond comfortable victories. This encapsulates King's wisdom for Shedeur Sanders, recognizing that football's most valuable lessons emerge from breakdown moments that reveal true character rather than easy triumphs. Shedeur won his debut, congratulations. Now difficulty begins, requiring Stefanski's crucial decision between developing franchise quarterbacks or pursuing short-term wins. Shedeur must prove superiority beyond fifth-round projects with famous surnames. Cleveland must trust their drafting process. King summarized perfectly. Eliminate protective constraints. Permit failure and learning through experience. Champions and legends develop through this methodology. If Shedeur Sanders achieves projected potential, transformation begins immediately through calculated risks rather than safe choices.